Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Coin Zone. I'm Crypto with Paul. We just covered Jerome Powell speaking earlier today. I'm going to cover some things right now. Why don't we share the screen and get right into it? If you guys are just joining right now, make sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us here on X. Let's get right into this. Some big news. All right. The M2 money supply is continuing to expand. Is that a bad thing? No. Obviously, if you've been in crypto, if you guys know this, we've covered this in the past. I'm sure you've heard this before. Okay, I don't mean to rhyme, but just in, this is from Bar Chart. US M2 money supply jumps to a new all-time high of $22.2 trillion. That's absolutely insane. So I want to start here. I'm going to share some other things as well. We're going to set up a nice little timeline of events right now, shifting into different things. I'm going to explain to you why I believe over the next couple months, things could look pretty nice and pretty bullish. Now, before I get into the bullishness without addressing anything else and just giving you guys hopium, let's be fair and let's be honest. For months now, all of 2025, all of your favorite crypto influencers have been saying, this is the Giga Chad bull run. Everything's going to go crazy. Don't get shaken out, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're right. Don't get shaken out, guys. Have a long-term mindset. Don't wet your panties. If you got a bag, hold on to it. Okay. The point is, though, I'm saying it's not going to be overnight. Have some patience. And I keep seeing the same charts where it's this crypto chart and we see this, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a quick dip. And in the dip, it says bear trap. People are saying this is where we're at right now. Don't get shaken out. While I agree, don't get shaken out, there's 2 or 3 charts. And the M2 money supply and how Bitcoin follows it is the other chart, guys. I keep seeing this for months now. This is where we're at. Is it though? This is the 3rd time we've been at this same point. This is the 3rd time we've been in a bear trap. This is the 3rd time Bitcoin follows M2 money supply. Well, if this is the 3rd time, then the first time we should have followed it already. So I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just trying to give you guys all angles and sides. All right. But to start, yes, this is what's going on. The M2 money supply is continuing to expand at insane rates. The dollar is not doing well. Gold is at an all-time high. What does this mean? Well, this means that normally we see an all-time high with Bitcoin. It means normally Bitcoin will follow and do pretty damn well. So can I expect that? I mean, I think we could, yes. But also at the same time, I'm just trying to be realistic because this is the 3rd time I'm seeing these charts about the M2 money supply and Bitcoin following it, where everybody on X reposts, this is where we're at. We're exactly right here. Well, that's what you said 4 months ago. That's what you said 5 months ago. That's what you said 6 months ago. And nothing's happened yet. We have Aster or whatever it is, a 10X going crazy right now all over my X timeline. People are talking about that. But, you know, your favorite altcoins aren't up over 1,000x this year. XRP is doing well this year. The top blue chip cryptos and alts, you know, are up 100%, 70%, 130%, 200%, right? That's great. But that's not mega giga chad bull run great. That's not what everyone's been expecting for 4-ish years now, as the 4-year cycles follow that trend. Now, I'm not saying this to be bearish. I'm saying this just to basically drive home the fact of don't get shaken out and hold steady and have some patience and have a long-term mindset. Because if you really look at these charts from a zoomed out perspective, right, guys, look, this goes all the way back to from 1988. You look at just the last 5 years or so alone, this thing is going crazy. The money supply is going crazy. The dollar is continuing to lose value. Over time, assets like Bitcoin will just continue to go up. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. Now, it's going to take time for that to trickle into alts. The difference between last, 4-year cycle, the last bull market compared to this one is there's like 1 million more cryptos now. So, that's going to be spread around. But also at the same time, we've never seen institutions like this get in before. Bitcoin has hogged the spotlight more than usual this cycle. And everybody well, not everybody, but a lot of individuals out there tend to think now that the 4-year cycles are dead because of this, because there's just way too much money from institutions now and, et cetera, flowing into Bitcoin. Now, we're also seeing the same thing with ETH. Tom Lee, BitMine, there are ETH treasury strategies happening now. So once that goes into ETH, we've all seen the phases, right? The charts of when it becomes altcoin season. First it's Bitcoin, then the attention flows into ETH, and then it flows into alts. So I generally think, unfortunately, we're kind of just been teetering back and forth between this ETH and alts, kind of attention grabbing. ETH was at 5K for 2 seconds, dropped back down. I think once it pops back up and actually stays there for a little bit, and then continues to go parabolic and passes 6K, etc. I mean, once 6K happens, I think we're going crazy, guys. I genuinely do. So just to start there, the M2 money supply is continuing to expand. I believe this will give Bitcoin another leg up. This is never investment advice. We're just looking at everything here. I'm sharing with you guys my personal opinions. So that's the start. The other piece of bullish information is this. Now, this amazing, life-changing, crypto-changing news that we were supposed to get today outside of the Fed Chair Powell, I'm assuming is this. The SEC is working on an quote-unquote innovation exemption that would let crypto firms immediately launch products. This is freaking huge. It really is. I'm sure that this is the piece of information that some of these channels were hyping up, that the White House saying that they were going to talk about, because at the end of the day, guys, this could be a huge game changer. We have tons of companies, institutions, etc. on the sideline. They've been on the sideline for a long time. They're just waiting for the SEC and for more clarity, possibly the Clarity Act that's going to be coming here soon, maybe in October, right? They're waiting for that clarity and that regulation for them to be 100% get the green light for them to do what they want to do. So if we get this innovation exemption before the end of the year, with interest rates continuing to be cut, with the M2 money supply continuing to expand, yes, that can be a huge catalyst for, altcoins to absolutely go crazy. Maybe even some gold bugs right now would take money and put it into Bitcoin or alts. I don't know. I guarantee you that guy is not going to be Peter Schiff, right? Shout out to Peter, though. He's probably doing really good right now. He's probably I don't know. I did see him make a post about, I really honestly, let's just pause there real quick. I don't get Peter Schiff. I really don't get it at the end of the day. I mean, shout out to bro. He is right about his outlook on the economy sometimes. I do think he says smart things sometimes. He's been in the game for a minute. But at this point, I generally believe that he just talks about Bitcoin in a negative light still to this day, because he's way too far. He's going down with the ship. And whenever he talks about it, it gets him in insane amounts of engagement. So, I mean, he's probably doing good right now. Gold's at an all-time high. Great. But he made a tweet recently. I'm not going to find it right now, but I think it was Crypto Jab that responded to it, that he basically just admitted the past 12 years, 15 years, whatever it was, Bitcoin heavily outshined and outpaced gold. So it doesn't really make sense to me that he just continues to crap on it, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, let's just focus on this. I think this could be really big, guys, right? If these companies and institutions, not only here in the US, but, once the EU and more places in Asia continue to pass their own legislation, the whole world is going to jump in on this, as they already are, right? Let's keep it moving. Just to keep it going on this, the SEC to create new rules to allow crypto companies to launch products in the US without complying with previous regulatory requirements. Now, we saw last week, I forget her name, I believe it was CNBC, but they had Gary Gins on, Mr. Clown Man, Gary Gins. And she just basically put him in his place and crapped all over him. It was really fun to watch. I made a short about it. If you want to go follow us on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, The Coin Zone, you will see that. Go watch that. It's funny. But at the end of the day, basically what she was saying was, hey, man, you guys put all these these regulatory requirements, right? You put all these hurdles. You didn't give us clarity. You did all these things that really, really hurt the space and didn't allow for innovation to happen. Well, Paul Atkins, the SEC, has completely flipped the script, and now they're trying to do all these things to give that clarity, to give the green light to all these companies and institutions. The innovation exemption sounds good to me, guys. Pretty insane. Now, why don't we hear from the man himself, Mr. Hayes Franklin? All right, our friend, our favorite little turtle man. All right, SEC Chair Paul Atkins. I love this guy. I don't know why. He just has this calm demeanor to him. He seems like if I was at a Thanksgiving dinner with him, he'd be sitting at the table and I would just enjoy his presence. Right? He just seems like this calm, nice, level-headed dude. But let's listen to him here in this clip. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says he's working with lawmakers to help pass crypto market structure bill. Now, again, guys, the Donald Trump administration, I don't know why I just said both. The Trump administration is pushing for the SEC to do all this stuff before the end of the year. So again, catalyst on top of catalyst on top of catalyst. Let's listen to this clip of Paul Atkins, Chair of the SEC.
Particularly when it comes to the complexity of crypto market structure. And I want to get your take on that, Mr. Chairman, because the Senate Banking Committee has indicated that the committee is going to delay a vote on market structure legislation until the week of October 20th to give Democrats more time to negotiate. Of course, it looks like the Republicans will need the Democrat support to get this over the finish line. What is your expectation for the crypto market structure? What do you want to see play out once that does pass the finish line?
Well, I'm looking forward to Congress acting on this. I think it's important that we have a market structure bill, and we are actually helping. We were helping with the House, and now we're helping with the Senate as far as technical assistance on questions of securities law and that sort of thing, and gaps that we see that need to be filled. So we're going to continue doing that and provide all sorts of assistance. We're also part of the President's Working Group on Financial Markets that came out with a report here about a month or so ago. And so, we're really stand behind that report. And so we want to see this get over the finish line because the Genius Act, which was enacted by Congress and the President back about a month ago or so, I think was a huge step forward that applied to stable coins. And that's the first time that the United States government and the United States in statutory form has recognized a digital asset like stablecoins. So I think that was great. And now we need to focus on the market structure aspect so that there is certainty in the marketplace and direction to the SEC and the CFTC to work together. I anticipate joint rulemaking. And so that way we can try to future-proof this sort of these rules and the relationships from some rogue regulator or something in the future. That's
there was
our goal.
Wide support.
A rogue regulator? You mean like Gary Gins? Yes, and that is who we need protection from, guys. Now I'm gonna play this clip now instead, another minute or so clip. But actually, first let's just show this. This is from Discover Crypto. Shout out to those guys, DZ and all them. Fed Chair Powell, this is after today's speech that we went live on, guys. If you were with me during that live, I appreciate you. Make sure to sub to the channel. Fed Chair Powell says stock prices appear, quote unquote, fairly highly valued. Discover Crypto says, cool. So scare retail out, then pump 50% more, then dump. Now, I want to play this clip next because I didn't expect the Fed to basically scare everybody out, but BlackRock to be the one to tell you to buy. This is BlackRock, guys. Let's listen.
And I'm talking to some of the most sophisticated long-term Bitcoin accumulators. They're pretty excited about this dip. They see this as a buying opportunity. They certainly don't look at economic headwinds and say that's bad for Bitcoin. They say that's probably a catalyst for Bitcoin.
Well, to be fair, they are always pretty.
That's true. That's true. But some of them, we're taking chips off the table a little bit in the hundreds, and now they see this correction, and a lot of them view it as sort of an irrational sell-off based on short-term factors. I don't know whether that's true or not, but certainly there's a lot yet to be sort of understood and processed about this asset and how people think about it from a risk return perspective and in a portfolio, and how the correlation should play out over the long run. So we're trying to play a role in that. Lots of other financial institutions that have come into this space are trying to bring some quantitative rigor to that as well.
Yeah. So that is Yahoo Finance, right? And BlackRock says the dip is a buying opportunity. Managing director reveals long-term Bitcoin accumulators have been waiting for this dip. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? Are you going to listen to JP, Mr. Hard Hat Powell, or are we going to listen to managing director of BlackRock and Larry Fink, who have just been buying and buying and buying? Yes, they've been selling a little bit, taking some chips off the table, right? Cashing out a little bit. But when you buy billions of dollars at a time at a clip and you're up pretty well, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's tempting to take some profit. I don't know what their strategy is, but why not? It's not a negative thing, right? So I don't know, guys. Back to Hard Hat Powell. This morning was pretty interesting. I'm seeing mixed reviews about this on X, just based off of Jerome Powell's comments. Basically, a lot of things, though. Tariffs haven't really affected that much, he basically said, in regards to inflation, which, I mean, is basically the case. Every economist has been wrong on this, right? But again, Jerome Powell's speculation is that in the future, well, it could rear its head at some point and cause some inflation. So I think JP is hitting the pause button because he thinks that we could see a difference. That's what I was saying, and that's what my biggest criticism was this morning on the live with Jerome Powell, is that, yes, he did lower in September. Recently, the rates, that was last week now, I believe, but it was only 25. People wanted a 50. We might get 25 more, and then 25 more before the end of the year. That's what a lot of people are asking for, or calling for. Trump calls him too late Powell. Too late, Powell, costing us billions and billions and billions. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments. Chat, interact with me here, okay? All 34 of you guys on stream. Let me know what you guys think about this personally. Should Jerome Powell have cut the rates by 50 basis points last week? And do you expect him to cut another 25 at the next FOMC meeting? Personally, I think he's going to do it. Now, I think, again, today was kind of a mixed bag. I don't think it confirmed nor denied anything about what he's going to do in the future, but it's something to keep our eyes on. And all of these things, right? As we started the stream today, taking a look at this, the M2 money supply expanding, the SEC working on quote unquote innovation exemption, and then Jerome Powell, Mr. Hard Hat Powell, potentially continuing to cut rates into the end of the year. These are all just huge catalysts, guys. Now let's keep our heads on straight, have a long-term mindset, and let's continue to look at some things. Now, this just kind of made me chuckle a little bit today, because he did say this, and I did comment about it live during the stream. Quote unquote, Jerome Powell, we never take politics into account. This photo just made me surprised, mother. You guys all know who this is. But at the end of the day, guys, yeah. Personally, I think he's going to cut it. And, we talked about on X, a lot of people have been saying Jerome Powell made this political. I mean, Trump even went and met with him at the Fed while there was construction going on. That's where we got the hard hats from. Tapped him on the back, playfully, being Trump. That is Trump. He's a very good businessman. Right? It's the art of the deal. Still didn't get Jerome Powell to cut, though. He still waited. Right? He tapped him on the back at that point with the hard hats on and said, yeah, but we need Jerome to cut the rates, and he's not doing it. Yeah, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, chat, I'm interested. Dude, F it. Print the money and send asset prices to infinity. Yeah, I mean, that's the one criticism that a lot of people have of Trump, right? A lot of people thought that he was going to come in, help cut the deficit. That's why Elon was so against him at first. Elon was like, bro, I thought we were going to cut down the national debt, but you passed the big, beautiful bill. We're just not helping with that at all. However, at the end of the day, again, $17 trillion of inflows of investments, right, that he's getting. We have tariff revenue. Let things play out, guys. And Betty, you're right, brother. Appreciate you for tapping in and commenting. Make sure to sub to the channel. Dude, if we print money, as we're seeing, and the M2 money supply continues to expand, it's undeniable. There's only one thing that you can guarantee will happen, and that's asset prices go up in value. So whether it's gold, like we're seeing an all-time high, whether it's Bitcoin this year an all-time high, that's going to continue. Those things are going to continue. But we have to worry about alts now. Like, what alts are going to go up in value, right? We've seen top alts like XRP, Cardano, Solana, Dogecoin. All these things are up 100%ish. I don't think Solana's up 100%. It's up like 70% in the year, I believe. But the other ones I mentioned, all up over 100%. Many cryptos are up over 100% right now. Sui, there's plenty. So that's the true speculation. Because as we all know, you guys are here for alts, right? We're not going to get rich on Bitcoin anymore unless you guys have like 100K on the sidelines. I don't think that's the majority of us here, right? We're picking our alts to try to get a 10x or a 20x or something. Or some of you are true degens and just out here rolling the dice on 100x's. That's why people come to crypto, right? I'm here for many different reasons. I can't get enough of this. I'm obsessed with the innovation. I'm obsessed with the potential, and yes, the price action aspect of these things. If you're here and you don't want to make money, that you're just lying. We all obviously want to make money. So we're all obviously waiting for altcoins to go into this mega giga Chad, whoever, Steve, whatever the frick these names are nowadays, freaking 6'9", 6'7", 6'7". What the hell is going on? What is this? 6'7". Do you guys know what I'm referencing? Am I a Gen Z now? I only know about this because my girlfriend has TikTok. All right, 6'7". Chat, let me know. What is going on? I don't even know what this is. What is that? Who knows? But this is what's going on, guys. I have one last clip that I want to play. And this is from Crypto Wendy O. Now, people are saying that this was the big news that we were waiting on that was going to be announced. I don't think this is it, right? Just back to this. I'm pretty sure this was the news, right? This was the news. This right here is going to allow institutions and companies, etc., to be able to roll out products without getting hit with fines, without getting hit with legal fees. They're actually going to be able to set up shop and conduct business and launch products. Now, this is going to happen towards the end of the year, supposedly, because the White House is pushing for it. So, but however, to continue and to drive home some further pretty cool sentiment here is if we get Gavin Newsom out, California actually might have a chance. People might actually move back there or not leave it due to the insanity of high taxation. Now, just announced 12 days ago, 13 days ago, passed last week, California has a new bill where it's basically like the UK now. If you tweet something and it offends somebody, you can get hit with a $500,000 fine, up to $1 million. Things like this, absolutely insane. All Gavin Newsom does is lie. I'm not trying to get political, guys, but it's just a fact. Okay? It is just a fact. So if this guy gets in who's pro-Bitcoin, that could change around the state. And as we know, this is something big that I want to cover because California is massive. They have a bigger GDP than most countries. That's important. So let's take a look at this guy who is running for governor of California. Let's see what happens. Let's listen to him.
Something's broken in California.
Gas prices going up again.
The state's housing crisis, at the cost of everything only getting worse.
We're working harder than ever, but still feel like we can't catch up.
For too many families, the California dream has become a story we tell, not a reality we live.
Yeah, the cost of everything only getting worse as groceries, gas, and keeping a roof over your head increase for Californians across the state.
What if I told you that living in California doesn't have to be this hard? That we can make life more affordable, homes more attainable, and opportunity possible again. I was the first millennial ever elected to the California legislature, the youngest majority leader in our state's history. At the height of my political career, I made a different choice. I walked away to focus on my family. For the last 5 years, I've been raising my kids, building a business, and living in the real world, watching everyday life in our state get harder for families like mine. Childcare costs are out of control, paychecks aren't keeping up with the cost of living, gas prices are the highest in the nation, and now buying a home is becoming out of reach.
And a stunning new look at just how many homes in your neighborhood are owned by Wall Street companies.
While corporations and foreign investors scoop up entire neighborhoods.
Investment companies are preventing local families from attaining home ownership opportunities.
California is not doing enough for us. My generation pays bills on our phones. We send money to each other with Venmo and we save in Bitcoin. But the people running our government, they're trying to use yesterday's ideas to solve today's problems, and it isn't working. Our problems sure as hell aren't going to be solved by listening to Democrats and Republicans fighting in Washington, D.C.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
I'm a Democrat, but I don't take marching orders from anyone, and I certainly don't always agree with my party.
And that's okay. In this house, we don't always agree on everything.
I'm a Democrat who believes in working families, small businesses, and common sense solutions, not the political extremes holding California back. California should be the best place in the world to raise a family, buy a home, and build a future. But to get there, we need a new generation of leadership, one that listens, adapts, and gets results. I'm Ian Calderon, and I'm running for governor. Join us at ian2026.com for a new generation of leadership.
I'll tell you what, bro would have my vote. If I was in Cali and I was thinking about leaving the state because how horrible Gavin Newsom's been, I mean, it doesn't matter if he's left or right. He says he's a Dem, but I mean, he supports things that would enhance the state. And again, he's a young guy. This is a young man. We're seeing this around the country, right? Vivek Ramaswamy for Ohio, a young man who just bought Bitcoin companies. He holds Bitcoin. This is a revolution, guys. The millennials, on average, statistically, buy more Bitcoin than they do gold. So again, zoom out, right? It's pretty big. It's big for the state of California. Curious to know what you guys think. If you're watching right now, let me know in the comments, chat. But just to end it up here, just to wrap it up, the last piece of insanely bullish news. Not only did Tether mint more the other day, but now they're trying to raise $20 billion. This is absolutely insane. Oh, but wait, there's more. Circle just minted again as well. What else do we need? When are these alts going to go crazy? There's catalyst after catalyst after catalyst, and like, we're not really getting insane pumps by the top alts. Now, chat, let me know. Does that mean that like these top alts are dead and their last cycle's news, and the Asters or whatever of the world, and newer coins, the hyper liquids, is that where we're waiting for to go parabolic now? I don't know. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Which one, Poppy? What do you mean, which one, Poppy? Which one what? Altcoin? Don't know, brother. Elaborate more, Vinny. I appreciate you for tapping in, though. Make sure to sub if you haven't. Yeah, guys. I mean, Circle, Tether, minting, M2 money supply, expanding. SEC is working on innovation exemption. What else do we need? All right. If we're going to make... Yes, sir. I need that money maker. Ooh. All right. This is fun. Let's end the stream here, Vinny. Well... I'm not a future teller. I'm a buyer and holder. I'm a boring guy. Don't listen to me. I'm not that much of a degen, brother. I'm not a meme trader. I hold SNEC. That's about it. I've made a very good return on my SNEC. I'm buying and holding. But I mean, look, my advice would be, man, this is never investment advice. Betty, I think so. Don't sleep, guys. The next 3 months could honestly look insane. They really could. This mega giga chat bull run we've all been waiting for all of 2025. You know, I've been telling my family since 2021, 2022. Oh, I believe in 2025, you know, things could really look crazy. And that's what I've been accumulating and waiting for. I think a lot of us have, right? So yes, the top could be December this year, maybe, or it can just, I could be completely wrong. It could be continue to be prolonged. It could be in Q1 or Q2. I have no idea. I'm not a future teller. And especially if the 4-year cycles are not as strong as they used to be, then the whole timeline could be different and out of whack. But I will say this, I am expecting the past, you know, the end of the year here for things to turn around. I really am. Just stay the course, guys. You know, it's don't plan on making insane amounts of money in 2 seconds. Vinny says XRP, ZBCN, XLM, Flare, Algo, Wormhole, HBAR. Out of all these, I'm a huge fan of HBAR. I love Algo. I think Algo is built properly with intention and with crypto, the good aspects of crypto in mind, with integrity. There's a lot of scams out here. There's a lot of platforms that are built moving fast and breaking things that lose a lot of people money because they're not built correctly. I don't think that's Algo. I think Algo is just a solid chain. Even though it might not have the best price action because of that, it's just solid. I think HBAR has incredible technology. The ceiling for HBAR is huge. They're getting ETF soon. I mean, XRP is already up like over 300% on the year. XRP to me is the biggest anomaly in crypto, the most insane community I've ever seen. I mean, if you don't like XRP, the community will literally tell you to like go screw yourself and you're stupid. It's insane. Yeah, out of all these, that's the most I can really comment on. XLM, I mean, Stellar's been around for a long time. It's having a good year. It has the ISO 20022 thing going on for them. So don't sleep. I don't know, guys, but my advice would be I've never been an XLM holder just because there's so many other things, and XRP has always outshined it. I'm a huge holder of ADA. I don't know if you guys are just joining the stream for the first time, Vinny, Betty, etc. ADA's done well for me. You guys can laugh at that, etc. It is what it is. ADA, just like Algo, in my opinion, built properly with intention. There's nothing like it, in my opinion. It moves slow and it doesn't break things. It's never been down, no hacks, etc. But at the same time, now you're starting to understand ADA is one of these top alts that's been in the top 10 or 15 for years. It's going nowhere. The ecosystem is expanding. It's extremely grassroots. They're already making positive change with projects with real utility, not rugs or scams, right? Solana, I think Solana's going to do great. Mike Novogratz just sat down with Anthony Pompliano, and he said institutions he thinks are going to run to Solana even more than they are to ETH. I think Sui has big upturn potential, right? I mean, Chainlink, I think has, if you zoom out, right? Chainlink has the insane story after story with its oracles and everybody needing to use an oracle and starting to use Chainlink to make all these things happen. But we haven't really seen good price action yet, right? So I think just hold this, stay the course, guys. The long-term potential for Chainlink, I think, is insane. All these top coins, man. I mean, that's what I'm going to say. I mean, as you guys know, if you haven't seen the channel, one of my other top favorite altcoins that I think has some of the best long-term potential is Caspa. We've done some Caspa interviews. Go check those out, guys. Vinny, Betty, if you guys haven't checked the channel out on YouTube, we have some pretty fire interviews already. We got a lot more to come. So make sure to sub on YouTube. I'd honestly really appreciate that. We do these lives all the time. I make videos and shorts all the time for you guys. So the best way for you to support me in the channel is just to sub on YouTube and let us know you're here watching. That's really it. Sometimes I end these streams going on Coinbase and taking a look at some of these coins. But we just hit on a number of them. Don't sleep on Algo. Don't sleep on AVAX. AVAX is like insane, just taking like so much attention. AVAX in the past week, after this $1.7 billion liquidation that we just saw so far this week in crypto, AVAX is like one of the only coins that has completely erased all of that downtrend. And they're actually up, I think, over 10% still today. I mean, don't sleep on AVAX, guys. RWA, subnets, there's a lot going on AVAX. Vinny, got you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I'll be back again tomorrow, guys. I'll be back again Thursday. I'll be back again Friday. So make sure to stick around and tap in, sub to the channel. You are watching the Coin Zone. I'm Crypto with Paul. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Vinny, all you guys. Thank you, guys. Take